1600 metres. Runners dispatch from the 1600 metre marker. Perfect Circle jumped on terms today as amongst the second division of runners as Roy began very smartly. Rumbling Lion is right there with the blue cap. And also in a good position shortly after the start is Cherished. Along the inside of that one is Bar Rings. They're followed further back in the field there by Trojan Lord. Lamiesk is dropping a couple of lengths off the first call as they settle down into stride. Time for change is wide out on the track. Then comes Son of Approval. Perfect Circle gives him about 7 lengths start, and Amroth Bay is also a fighter and wide out with the green sleeves and cap. And Lamiesk is now dropped off them about 7 or 8 lengths as they move away now towards the 800 metre marker. So Time for Change has gone by 4 lengths in front. Roy is back second. Son of Approval's third, and Cherished is at the rail fourth. Further back in the field is Bar Rings, and then behind that one, Rumbling Lion. Perfect Circle's got about 7 lengths to make up, hooked out to the middle of the track, but got 7 or 8 lengths to make up. Down the inside of that is Black Panther. Top of the lane, Time for Change, the leader. Roy's the quick one to challenge towards the inside. Perfect Circle's running around. Cherished is towards the inside. Then comes Rumbling Lion as they get to the 300. Roy though skipped away from them by 2 or 3 lengths and has gone clear of the opposition. Cherish tries to run on. Time for Change, Perfect Circle, but it's Roy over the last 100 metres, and Roy is going on to score. The second position is going to go to Cherished. Third place, that will go to Rumbling Lion, and then Perfect Circle. Number 5, Roy, son of Fastnet Rock. Sean Cormack, Tony Riverland, overcoming the wide draw, made most of, was prominent shortly after the start, allowed Time for Change to set the fractions. They went through down the inside, a long way out. It looked as though they're going to battle to catch him, although there is the strong headwind. Second position goes to number 9, Cherished. Number 11, Rumbling Lion, takes the third spot. Number 6, Perfect Circle, did not go on with the effort. And then Time for Change further back in the field, Bar Rings, and then Trojan Lord. As you look at the head-on, and you'll see Roy had gone clear of the opposition down the inside. Perfect Circle was running around, giving the rider a difficult ride. Time for Change, Cherished. Rumbling Lions also staying on nicely at the business end. But Roy for Roy Moodley is victorious. And this Australian son of Fastnet Rock won the 4th race. Until the running of race number 5, the race time here 98.78. Back to the studio.
Well, Roy has won the opening event of our Pick 6 today. Sean Cormack riding it. And funny enough, the first 2 home were from the 2 deepest draws in the field, and they've elected to race up there. And it's paid off nicely.
Yeah, Lef, there's a very heavy wind out there, but the track's still racing very quick, so you've still got to make it up. This horse had it all to do from draw 12. But coming from a sprint, I thought he'd still have enough speed to place him. Got there beautifully, settled nicely, and Kevy challenged me halfway around the turn and made it a hot pace after that, but he quickened really well.
He looks a nice type. He's got a wonderful pedigree.
Yeah, nice big horse, nice pedigree. I just said to Roy, now he'll be twice the horse if you cut him, but I think they've got other ideas with him. But just thank you to Roy and to Tony and to Terry. Before this race was split, I was actually on Mr. Dryer's horse, and I was fortunate that they split it and ended up on him. So very grateful to them, and obviously to my sponsor Highland Stud. That soft falling rain win the other day, good advertisement for them.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Robinson. Well done, Robbie. I've always liked this horse. He showed in his debut run he was big that day and he ran well, and on that run I thought he could turn it with the favourite today.
Yeah, Lef, to be honest, I was extremely confident. I said he's most probably my best runner today. Now everyone thinks Diamond King is the best, and I think he will win Diamond King, but I was really confident this horse. He was extremely fit. He might not look it when you look at him in the ring, but he's a gross horse. He's an entire, hard to get the weight off him. And well done to Roy. He's been patient. He's given me a bit of time with the horse, which he's needed. Well done to Sean. He's a consummate professional. He keeps a level head, very important. And well done to the stable too, Terry. All his hard work.
Well done, Robbie.
Thank you, Lef.
Hibri Roy, well done. You grabbed me before the race and said I've popped out of doing some business overseas to come here and lead in a winner, and you're on the button.
Yes, sure. I was recalled by Tony. Tony said, "Yeah, I got a beer this morning." I said, "Okay." And this horse was bought by mistake. Tony bought this horse by mistake.
By mistake.
Yeah, by mistake. He was just wandering around, and I think he was lifting his hand up somewhere, and the auctioneer just hit it on his head. He said, "No, Tony."
I can see why you want to keep him an entire, because of the pedigree. He's one of the world's great stallions.
Yeah, no, we want to do something with it,
Yeah.
that he will prove himself. But I think the way it ran today,
You've got a
I
chance.
think, yeah, we got a small chance there.
Where's Mumsy?
Mumsy at home?
At home. She'll be watching.
Yeah, it's fasting time now.
Okay.
She has to watch at home now.
Keep it tidy.
Yeah, please.
And you leaving now?
No, I'm going
You'll
to,
stay
yeah. After it wins, I have to stay a little bit more. If it didn't win, I would have been gone.
Bragging rights.
Yeah, thanks.
Well done, Roy. Excellent. There we go. Roy Woodley and the horse named Roy, Royal Roy, the Australian horse. And by Fastnet Rock has loved the extra ground and won a really good race from Up With The Speed.